Hello, everybody, and welcome back for another fun week of the VESL 2024 fall season. As always, my name is Artie Andy. Joined with me is Artie Trey. How you doing today, bud?
Pretty good. How you?
Man, I'm hanging in there. You know, it's always great to be back for some more competition. Per usual, today we're going to be going over college football and then Overwatch. We'll go over the entire schedule at the end of the broadcast. But hey, first things first, we've got to be shouting out everybody that's been showing up for all the matches, competing, and also the ones that are very active in the Discord, taking advantage of the Not Work platform. Tons of different tools that you can utilize on that website, not to mention all the coaching videos at your disposal, utilizing a lot of pro content creators to be able to make these curriculum-esque videos for you to get better. Here's a little bit more information on all that.
We've hired 4 pro esports coaches to train you in 4 different game titles for free. We're bringing you exclusive world-class advice from the best players in the world. Learn from pro Overwatch player Jake, known for his versatility across multiple heroes and consistent top-tier performance. Or refine your Smash Bros. Knowledge with DeBuzz, renowned for his consistent tournament success and high-profile victories. Cover strategy with 11-time Madden champion Dreeny, one of the youngest and most dominant competitors in the Madden esports scene. Need help locking down your aerials? Try Rising Star Chief Beef's course on competitive Rocket League. Whether you're a filthy casual or a seasoned tryhard, get 8 straight weeks of exclusive expert game knowledge crafted for you every Friday, with the first videos dropping October 11th. That's 32 total videos covering everything you need to know about your favorite games, from fundamentals to high-level strategy. You'll learn positioning and teamwork, defensive and offensive strategy, practice routines, game sense, communication, mental and emotional resilience, all the way down to analyzing meta and adapting to change. Everyone has something to learn and enjoy, and these courses are completely free. So what are you waiting for? Go to thenotwork.org/register to sign up and get access to these courses every Friday.
This is just a really cool tool. Again, I feel like we're a broken record at this point. 4 weeks deep, and we just keep gassing up how good these videos are. I mean, I sit there watching them week in and week out, just trying to intake, even for games I don't even play.
Yeah, for sure. And if nothing else for me, it's kind of like a little bit of a motivation to play the games, right? Watching those guys and seeing all the new tools that they can give out to you guys just kind of makes me want to play in general. So.
And it does help out with all of that, plus some more. I found myself playing a lot more Overwatch. I probably haven't played this much Overwatch, I want to say, since like 2020. So it's been quite some time, but being able to hear Jake's sultry voice telling me how I can find the utmost value in my hero compositions is definitely something you all could benefit from. I promise you that much. But going into college football, again, have you been watching Dreeny's videos? Well, we certainly hope so, because regionals, conference championships, states, everything is right around the corner. So you want to try to make sure that you can find as much value in your game and level it up. Because when it mostly comes down to the CMS region, we're mostly looking at the Western for Shelby. We all know that TBK is the reigning champion when it comes down to the football game, so we want to make sure that we can compete against them, and we're trying our best to make sure that all of that is possible, which then segues perfectly into our opening matchup here for college football. Providence A versus Palisades B. Now, the thing about this is, it may be within CMS, this is a show match, though. So as much as I was gassing everybody up for showing up for those matches, at least 2 of y'all didn't show up to your matches, but we are at least able to get these 2 to play against each other.
Yeah, we try to make matches happen no matter what, even when other teams don't show up. So appreciate these guys like being willing to have their match recorded so we can talk about it on broadcast here. And I know with Providence A, they struggled a little bit in the beginning of the season to make matches, but now they're showing up every week, so we love to see that.
And especially like as a late resurgence through week 4, it's very important. Again, you can make these last-second strides to make your way into that top 8 type situation to be in the conference championships. I think that's what's most important. Make sure you go take a look at the Discord, and you're also taking a look and talking to your teacher liaison, the Not Work platform. All of these different mediums, if you will, have all the information that you need to be able to take a look at what these the upcoming postseason for fall will end up looking like for you. Same old when it comes down to college football. I think that we actually ended up moving down to 5 minutes. I'm not too sure. It could also be 7 minutes with accelerated clock as well. We do have the mercy rule. If you're up by 42, then the game is just over. You know, not really much point on us continuing to watch that bashing should it not be necessary to be shown.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty big blowouts. So
Yes,
kind of like, you know, some kids maybe not feel confident enough to say, hey, let's get out of this match or whatever because they're getting blown out. But that's in place now for you guys, so you can take advantage of that if you want to.
There you go. So now we probably won't end up getting 100-point plus score lines, but hey, nonetheless, winning by 42 is no easy feat. So without further ado, Providence A going up against Palisades B, and as per usual here for the CMS broadcast, we are ready to talk very kindly of the Palisades high school teams, simply being not only do they show up for matches continuously, but they're also quite nasty.
Yeah, I mean, that's another broken record, right? Palisades. But I'm pretty sure, like I said, Providence showed up a little bit late to the game here, and this may be their actual first match. So I'm curious to see what they got.
Always nice to see the cat-on-cat warfare between Providence and Palisades mascots, as it seems that the home team had gone with the Oregon Ducks. And I've been talking a lot with the other RDs on some other schools that we have been seeing consistently. Oregon being rated #1 as the home team means that the even teams rule inside of said book. For Alabama only being ranked 15, they will play up, Oregon will play down as the kickoff gets underway. And it seems from the opening salvo, Palisades B will receive the ball in the first half, and we'll just take a knee down starting on the 25.
Just check to see if I was wrong about the Providence. They have been showing up since week 2, so I take back everything that I said about you guys.
It's a man of many different data sheets. He will always make sure that the data is true before he just starts spouting off nonsense. I promise you that much. So it seems that we are going with no accelerated clock into week 4. We are down to the 5-minute rule again, just trying to, I wouldn't necessarily say expedite the game, but try to get a lot more plays in quicker rather than just trying to milk the clock, starting with a run play there. Good for 9.
Does that look familiar, number 20 there for you?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of him, I'm assuming, in this match.
And don't forget, the Oregon quarterback also has a certain set of wheels as well. 20, though, is a very, very good running back when it comes down to college football as a whole. Shotgun here, single back is actually going to be running on the outside, elects to go inner, and we'll end up at least collecting the pass. It's good for the first down with a little action.
Yeah, starting out nice and slow here, getting some momentum built up. Back to the run game here. Probably going to have some open space. The guard pulling. Oh, a lot of
wow.
I'm not sure what happened there with the defensive player. He just snuck around that.
We saw 72 blocker. Almost look like a refrigerator that tripped over his own 2 shoes. It's just weird.
That could have been dangerous if that didn't happen. But here's my favorite play. He's going to be crossing in the middle here. He's got space to open, but he goes to the check down instead. But it doesn't matter if it's a check down because he's getting like 20, 30 yards off of it.
Yeah, that was really well done. I was also looking at that slant through the middle of the field as well. It seemed pretty open, at least once they got through the middle hash mark there. But hey, might as well just dump it off to the right side, get a first down, move them chains forward, staying the shotgun.
It's actually insane to me whenever that play is ran how open it always is.
It's got to be something to do with like the center coverage. Maybe when it comes down to the zone coverage, as we know that basically everybody loves to run here in college football. So it seems like a pretty simplistic run play here. Again, this has been a phenomenal drive in the opening salvo for Palisades.
Yeah, there's a little bit of motion there from the defense. They just kind of clogged up that hole, so nothing going there. But still got 3 yards, so not a bad run. But probably going to look to get a little bit more here. I was about to say, I'm looking at a shot for the end zone here. Looks like a left side blitz here coming from the defense. But no, everybody dropped back. And oh my God, so much space here. Nobody watching the quarterback, and he just easy first down. Almost scores there.
Yeah, all the way up to the 2. So another set of downs, has 4 good looks at trying to put 6 up on the board, 3, and then maybe a field goal should they get stuffed here. But yep, just immediate pitch back, but stuffed at the line, nowhere to go, a loss of 1.
Little pistol formation there with our favorite number 20, but just the defensive line won that battle, so nothing doing there. It looks like, did he get hurt? Number 20's not in there now, but
could be the secondary.
Oh man, the defense is coming on right now.
Yeah, the rush defense has been phenomenal. Not a whole lot of gaps to be found here. So it'll bring up 3rd and goal. Another loss of a few yards here, all the way back to the 5 now. Gonna try to go for maybe like a short button hook, just try to snap it in towards the end zone.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on the flat to the right here. There's nobody. The safety shaded to the left here, so and it looks like a lot of audibles pushing routes to the right over there. Oh, but the safety moves back. It looks like a little bit of user control maybe. Oh my gosh, it's Peyton Manning back there.
Yeah, Omaha looking for triangle here, maybe. Actually goes a little bit further all the way on the outside. It is caught, but it's only a gain of 2, so it brings up 4th and goal. And yeah, I was about to say, you just kick the field goal here. Like, it's so early doors, but not having that extra 2 minutes and already milking 3 minutes off the game clock, you take 3 here and you get away.
And the kicker delivers the
on the
3
board.
to
Is that the first made field goal we've seen?
That'll put the first points of the game on
No. No. You remember one of the games that we casted last week actually had a lot of point afters.
Just field goals.
Just field goals in general. No, I'm sure that there's probably been a few. This kick is a little bit less to be desired, but also leaves it short, so you're forced to run it. See much more space you could actually get if you are Providence. And, well, the answer is about 6 more than should have been touched back in the end zone.
Looks like the player tripped there or something. But yes.
Yeah, kind of did.
What the heck's going on with that?
I don't even know. I'll tell you the one thing that we have seen more than anything besides like just field goal attempts in general, and that's people trying to dive for some extra yardage, especially when it's like the quarterback trying to sneak on past like the line of scrimmage. Opening offensive play here for Providence. You saw the stadium pulse here inside of Oregon Stadium. It is like a volcano. It's erupting, but still a gain of 3 here.
Yeah, and Providence is looking good so far. That was a awesome defensive stop there on the other side of the field. Let's see what they've got on offense now. Starting out with the run. Big blitz here, though.
Oh, the play action off the pistol. Oh, that was really well done. Really well done. I mean, typically when you see like pistol formation in any way, in shape or form, it's typically a run play, either side, typically favoring the side where the most of the defenders are. But a little bit of a play fake comes through, gets a nice little pass towards the outside, and it'll be enough to move the chains forward.
The timing on that, like so well covered as well, and still somehow threaded the needle and barely avoided the sack. Looking like a run play here.
Pitch back, all the way to the outside, and just way too much green to work through.
Good blocking there, but somehow the defense got through. Still got 4 yards on it, though. Not a bad run.
No, not at all. Shout out Trey's father, of course. If you can run the ball for 4 yards, you do that a multitude of times. Not only will you get the first down, but you'll also score a touchdown sooner rather than later. Here comes another quick run play, this time to the outside of the right, and it'll be a loss of 2, so quite literally the opposite of what we were just talking about.
Yeah, so now you're sitting on a 3rd and long. Obviously, most likely going to be a pass here. They've spread wide. Looking like maybe a little bit of man coverage, but he audibles into zone at the last second.
We're tripping over each other. Quarterback is gone. He's gone. There's the defender all the way down the field. What is that cornerback doing running all the way to the end zone? Hey, it may not matter because Providence scored a touchdown.
That's the exact play. I don't remember who it was. I think it might have been Devontae Adams or something, but I saw a highlight where he was running downfield and acting like he was looking back to try to catch a ball, and the CB was just following him. And meanwhile, the quarterback's scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, just like sprinting. It's always the hardest part, too, especially from a cornerback's perspective, right, is that you have to try to keep an eye not only on the quarterback, but also where the ball might be coming to, going for 2. Snap all the way to the outside, just batted down. So I'm going to say, realistically, no harm, no foul into the onside. Oh, we feeling ourselves.
They said showman. Oh, he got it.
Wait, what?
That's what they're doing now. They've got the lead, and they're like, no, we're still going to
It's about to be one of those games.
Oh, no, Palisades. What are we doing? Not the onside kick in the end of the first quarter to get the ball back on your own 40. This is insane. Back to the run play. Instead of going all the way to the outside of the right, just runs it up the gut. Game 5.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to feeling a little bit, I guess, I don't know, bold since this show match here.
I mean, if it works against Palisades, which again are a very respectable team, both their A and their B, could be something that we see continuous for Providence, just taking advantage of the onside kick, and well, it's working out quite wonderfully for them. So far, they have gained a total of 8 yards, another set of downs as well.
I'm trying to pay attention a little bit to the Palisades defense, and it looks like they're audibling like a lot right before the snap, which is kind of funky.
He's going to take a shot at the DB.
That was egregious. Triple coverage, intercepted. How far can you bring it if you are Palisades? Oh, he's got so much room all the way on the right side. Here comes number 89, trying to chase him all the way outside. He's running out of gas, ain't got no steam. And there comes the last-ditch effort for the tackle, just diving, misses wildly. A 91-yard pick six. That trumps the one that we saw last week, which was 86.
Yeah, that might be taking the cake. That's the record for the league so far.
At least for us,
yeah,
so far here in the CMS. Wouldn't be surprised if a few other ones probably have like 100 yards. Well, I guess technically for 110 yards if they catch all the way to the back of the enemy end zone. But hey, semantics aside, gets the touchdown, puts up the point after, and that could very much so be the difference in between trying to go for two and going for the point after, and then the onside kick soon after, because now Alabama trade ball 4.
Yeah, completely negates the onside kick there, but oh, that's a boot. That was a fair catch. And to the 25 we go.
Yep. So, might have to play a little bit more honest here if you are Providence. Palisades have not only acquired a pick six, but have kind of stopped your play dead in its tracks and trying to go for two, and then trying to go for the onside kick. Doesn't really benefit you whatsoever. Comes a very quick play, just open right over the shoulder. Nice pass, good catch, up to the 50.
Yeah, that was a dime. I think it was a dime by Providence there. Perfect spacing in between the zone. Waited the perfect amount of time to where he knew he was going to drop right in. It's a great play. Oh,
pressure, but still able to thread the needle. I mean, we are 2 plays in and 2 first downs.
Yeah, I mean, the decisions being made right now on offense by Providence are just on point. A lot of pressure here, though. Looks like they're going to be blitzing. So, nothing going there.
Yeah. So, finally, we'll see a second down in this third offensive drive for Providence. 2nd and 11, probably imagine would probably be a pass of some sort.
Yeah. Oh, no, back to the pistol.
Not a productive first down play.
Where's the quarterback, man?
Don't need him.
That's it. The quarterback was on the,
all
the way on the left side, and some schoolyard shenanigans result into another fumble, a turnover, all the way to the end zone. Take it to the yard, kid. 52-yard technical pick six, I suppose, but that ball was stripped.
Absolute worst case scenario there for Providence. Sometimes that's what happens, though, when you're in those crazy trick plays.
Yeah, it looked like a Broncos play call with like Bo Nix playing all the way on the outside on the wide receiver route, and then cutting back. You snap it to the running back, goes back to the quarterback, pitches it back to the secondary wide receiver, and either the quarterback goes for the route play, or they just run it all the way back to the outside. So high risk, high reward. It turns out it was high risk to absolutely no reward whatsoever. You remember when Providence scored a very quick touchdown and then they got the onside kick?
Yeah, it was looking good for them at the beginning of this. But
was.
It's 17-6 right now. I think that once they focus up, though, they'll probably jump right back into this game. They were playing so well in the beginning. I can't imagine that they won't come back here.
Stadium pulse has calmed down sufficiently. The Duck fans there in the digital stadium are more than happy with the 11-point lead.
Oh, the
bringing it all the way back. Wow, that almost just got snagged once again, but the defender said, nah, I'm good.
At first, it was like the timing was so on point for Providence. They were getting rid of the ball right before they were getting sacked, but now it's just like a millisecond too late. So they're going to have to start getting rid of the ball quicker here.
Trying to move it all the way to the outside. No. Pitches it back. What the heck? It almost looked like 22 grabbed it and was just like, what do you want me to do with it?
Do you see all the guys in front of me? Where am I supposed to go? Yeah, it was weird. It was like he ran into his blocker there, and the running back, instead of keep him running, he was like he was trying to stay behind the quarterback and just stop running too. Yeah, that's just an unfortunate play there.
Strange shenanigans have ensued on this offensive drive for Providence, who looked so good. A run, fake play, tries to get it all the way to the outside of the right, but gets intercepted, but stops before another pick six occurs. Regardless of all of that, now Palisades have the ball back in enemy territory.
Yeah, well, I guess just we're kind of singing the praises of Providence, making all the good decisions. Finally, one's not that great of a decision, and Palisades taking advantage here. Oh, so much pressure, though. The defense is just like going crazy for both teams right now.
It really does feel like a defensive game thus far. Defense for defense. I mean, hey, that's where the 2 touchdowns have come from. If you're looking from Palisades' perspective, they had a 56-yard pick six and a 91. So a nice little route being played. And again, the defense Providence wanted to swap to the back to try to get there in time and actually straight them away from the path, so a little bit more yardage gain there for Palisades.
Yeah, you gotta hate when that happens, but like we've talked about before, it's another risk-reward trade-off, right? Sometimes they make tackles that the AI wouldn't make. And, oh yeah, I saw that sack coming off the edge there.
Loss of 12. I mean, they're staying in their pocket, there's dropping back, scrambling, and then there's a loss of 12.
Yeah, it's so weird because at the beginning of this game, it really felt like it was about to be a super offensive game, but it's just turned into such a defensive game so far.
Jump for the deep route. They're on the right side. All the way
so much
in the
space.
end zone, but getting under pressure. Needs to get rid of it, and just narrowly does. That was scary at best.
I think fine Palisades here. I'm just trying to get a little bit of the chunk of the yardage and taking a free field goal, but let's be honest, what's going to happen here?
It should have been just that. It legitimately should have been just that. Just run the football, get about 4 to 5 yards, make the field goal easier, but you're still well within field goal range here, you'd imagine.
Let's see if he can put the boot through. I can't remember who has the kicker who's booting it out of the end zone. I can't remember if that's Oregon or Palisades.
Oregon. Oregon has been so far, and the angle is good. Probably good for another 15 yards or so, but it's going to be good enough to put Palisades up to 20.
Yep. So, solid lead here for Oregon.
After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away.
You gotta imagine that if you're Providence, you are going to feel the pressure to put some points on the board here.
Oh.
Cut that lead.
Chip shot. Hold on to the power just a little bit too long. So the ball's going to get hurdled. Oh, my gosh. Saquon Barkley was that?
Hey, that's Ezekiel Elliott. Hold on now.
I guess, yeah, it does have to be a reverse hurdle to be the full-on Saquon, so that makes sense.
My Cowboys fan coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 15, Jesse.
All right, 1st and 10. Come on, Palisades. Need to put up at least 6 here. 40 seconds until the 2-minute warning. Here comes the opening drive.
Oh, wide open guy.
All the way to the right side, and yeah, more than open. Has so much field to work with and just spins out of bounds, stops the clock. And honestly speaking, that could be good for Providence. You still have 3 timeouts in this first half.
For sure, and that's more of in line of what we saw at the beginning of this game, right? Just making great decisions, having wide open guys. Let's see if that can continue here.
No tight ends, 2 backs, 3 wide receivers here for Providence.
Looking to throw, it's Milrow.
Leaves the quarterback all by himself, tries to go through the middle of the field into a multitude of green jerseys in coverage, and everybody was hugging each other, but 5 breaks away, scot-free. The quarterback trying to chase him all the way down. Can he get there in time to the 5? And no, he cannot. An 89-yard pick 6. It is a hat trick of pick 6s for Palisades.
What was the other one? Was the other one 91? Jesus, 89 and 91 yard
and then a
pick
56
six.
one.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, as soon as we start singing Providence's praises, the small bad decisions, man, they come through and they bite you in the butt really hard.
Providence going to go ahead and take one of their timeouts. I do not blame them. I would probably want a breather as well, given the current circumstances. 30 seconds until we hop back into the game. But, I mean, apart from just the obvious of just throwing the ball into multiple man coverage, like what can Providence possibly do to make this a better option? Yeah,
I mean, I think that what they've been doing has been working outside of those small decisions, right? Like we've seen them throw some dimes, and I don't know, I think maybe a little bit of the pressure is getting to them now. Like before they were just beating that pressure, and they were just getting balls over the defense, right into the holes. But now it's just a second too late on the pressure, and then just forcing passes maybe a little bit too much. So maybe just play a little bit safer here if you're Providence. Oh no! And that's not safer. That's so unfortunate.
Just like last week we saw something the moment that they caught the ball in the end zone, instead of holding the jump for the touchback, they just press it and then they just do quick little skips. The moment you move after catching the football, you can't touch it back. So ball's gonna get flipped back over to Palisades. This time in Providence territory on the 3. Here comes a quick run. Should be an easy touchdown, but gets stopped mere short on the 1.
Like he got in there. I'm curious to watch this. Looked good to me, but I don't know. What I expect to see a couple more run plays here.
Time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the
2-minute
warning, and they will try to
I thought the end-game announcer was saying one more snap before the end of the half, and I was like, what? So to the pistol formation here, our famous number 20 back at it.
Just gonna take the
Talk about WWE, The Rock out there, man. What the heck?
He just came in there with a phenomenal forearm and just dropped 20 dead in his tracks. So 3rd and goal brings up 4th. I mean,
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in college football or
just how aggressive it sounded too. Like it sounded like a full tackle.
Yeah, he turned around and I was like, oh, this is going to be nothing. And then all of a sudden the elbow comes out of nowhere.
I mean, take this for what it's worth. At least Providence did stop this from turning into another 6 points.
True. Yeah, and that's what we saw too at the beginning. We saw Providence get down into the red zone, or sorry, Palisades get into the red zone, and then Providence they stood up and they said, once you're in here, this is our house. You ain't getting into our end zone. And that's happened twice now, but it's just these unfortunate. Oh no! Oh, he did it again!
He almost hurdled over the first player and leapfrogged over his own teammate, but brings it all the way out to the 11 from the attempt of getting to the edge of the field.
But yeah, you're fully capable of getting back into this game for Providence. I still believe. You just got to play a little bit safer here. Don't force the throws as much. Take little dumps like that. You know. Oh!
Said little dumps. He's out. I got some jukes too. Why not?
Yeah.
Beautiful play there for a gain of 20.
Sometimes the small plays turn into large plays.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there.
The rack yards. It's like an underestimated stat. Oh, wow.
They've got to score points.
Incomplete, and they tried to catch him.
Look at the difference.
Jesus.
52 yards passing, 22 rushing. Again, it has been a defensive touchdown masterclass for Palisades so far. The offense have, I think, only scored a single touchdown and 2 field goals so far. So Providence, shotgun
to the air. It's Nicholson.
3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends.
Now
a lot of space to run if you're the QB, but you throw it. See, like right there, it's just that guy clearly had the underside on the receiver there. You have the space to run, even if you don't get a first, like any yardage at all. Just take the run, take the hit. You'd rather do that than give the other team 6 points, 7 points.
Exactly the case. It seems that there was a minor inconvenience there. It seems that Providence was not too happy with the outcome that was coming their way. But there's a certain nuance I feel like that we don't necessarily talk about continuously on this show, and that's the difference power that you do throw the football, right?
Yeah.
When you're trying to get over a defender, you don't immediate snap it because that's going to be a very, very quick pass or holding it down. But you want to like lob it over top of them. Right there, it was like a bulleted pass into the defender. Obviously not what you wanted.
Right, especially when the defender's on the underside, right? Maybe if there's a little bit of space on the backside, you can do that lob pass and get it over the top, and it won't end up being a pick 6. But, yeah, just things you got to practice with. I mean, I know that when I first started with college football, I was struggling with a whole new passer system or whatever. But once you master it, you can use it to your advantage.
Yeah, you sure can. And it seems that Palisades were able to at least use it somewhat to their advantage, but it's a quad feed of touchdowns from the defensive side, and Palisades will end up winning that show match. I feel like that they were probably going to reach that 42 discrepancy sooner rather than later into the 3rd quarter. So
for sure.
Regardless, both of those 2 teams did get a forfeited win as both of their opponents did not show up. So with all that being said, hey, continue on with all this. If you're both Providence and Palisades, make it top 8. Conference championships right around the corner as Week 5 is about to be beginning. And we are well over the halfway mark as well. So that's going to at least do it for our first match here. But on the other side of this break, we will have the Butler Bulldogs going up against Concord High School. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the VESL 2024 fall season. My name is Andy. Joined with me, as always, is the beautiful, handsome Trey. And we have ourselves one more college football match to get underway. We saw the show matchup between Providence and Palisades. Kind of ended anticlimactically if you are Providence, but Palisades, per usual, looking pretty good. But now we hop over to the Butler Bulldogs versus the Concord High School, their B team.
Yep, and that's a me versus you matchup. Back at it again. I'm not sure what their records are at, but I feel like I remember Butler being pretty good when we've watched them before.
Again, another tenured school.
Yeah.
Let's say that much. For the Butler Bulldogs, they've been competing in VESL for quite some time. Concord can honestly say the same. I mean, they're competing across a multitude of different esports as well. I know that they have Smash teams, this college football team, and I believe an Overwatch team as well. So we'll have to see how this all goes down as we will end up having ourselves a very interesting matchup as far as the team selected are concerned. So at least we already know one. The home team will be the Ohio State Buckeyes going up against the Alabama Crimson Tide.
And we'll see our infamous number 18, I think it was, the quarterback that we don't know if is fast or if is equalized to be fast, but a factor to keep our eyes on nonetheless.
It seems that with we have a neutral stadium actually. What is it? This is the this is Alabama Stadium, isn't it? No, it's the Army Stadium. Yeah, it's silly me. So neutral stadium, I mean, like that's also like a really interesting thing. Like you can agree to your opponent to play in a neutral stadium because it does take away the stadium goals.
Right.
Or it should, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm not sure how that works. I'm assuming that it does, though. Alabama's on defense, right? So you would think that there would be the pulse here. So, wow. Still running that ball with the box absolutely stacked to the brim of players there, but chose to run it nonetheless instead of audibling out. Gained a yard out of it. And again, the box stacked so much. What's going to happen here? I mean,
this looks like a field goal like defense.
The receivers are just not even covered. What's going on?
Trey, this looks like a field goal defense.
Yeah.
Wait, what's he doing with the one safety? Everybody's
oh no! Oh no! It's again. Oh, he's gonna go punt return this time. He just wants to play one-man defense, and we're gonna see a free touchdown here. I don't know if there's some kind of strategy. Okay.
I don't know if there's some kind of strategy.
I don't think there is.
oh, celebration. Hey. All right. So semantics aside, that's a very quick and decisive 7 points about to be put up on the board for Butler High School.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I guess we'll see if there's a little bit more effort put in on the Concord side, on the offensive side of the ball.
38 seconds result in the 7-0 lead.
Yeah.
That was a really good kick all the way to the outside. Fair catch waved, and we'll be starting ourselves on the 25 for Concord's opening offense.
Are they going now? Field goal block on this defense.
Is it just like, have they gentlemen's agreement to like only do field goal defenses? What a lob pass right over every defender who assumed that it was a field goal back on, well, Alabama's 25, and wouldn't you know it, it's a very easy touchdown for Concord.
Yeah, not sure what's going on here.
Really hard fought, that touchdown.
I guess it's going to come down in this match to whose receiver can catch the ball, because they're all going to be completely wide open and score touchdowns every time.
What a riot of a time.
Or maybe there's let's hope that maybe they were just trolling on the first oh wait, is this, there was a match I remember where something happened, there was a disconnect and they had to reconnect and then reset the match. I think that's what's happening right here, because a reset had to happen and it needed to be 7-7, and I believe Butler needed the ball on the 35-yard line or something right now. So I think from here they may start playing normally.
Well, it certainly seems that way.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Trey's got all the information, didn't want to share with the rest of the class.
I knew that it happened in one of these matches, but I didn't realize it was this match.
It's like being the first in the cafeteria, knowing that it's Taco Tuesday and not sharing it with the rest of the class. Like, that's how disappointed I am right now. But here we go. So, tie ball game. Good catch coming through, even albeit being swarmed with the coverage there for the cornerback. That is a lengthy pass and gain, basically after the 50.
So now we'll get to sort of see what both of these guys got. Looks like going to the run play here. Nice coverage by the defense, but still gets a couple yards.
I will never understand Alabama's mascot. Blows my mind. You know what their mascot is?
If you wouldn't have asked me, I would have been able to tell you. What is it?
It's Big Al.
It's an elephant, right? An elephant, yeah.
Like, every time that I ever see Alabama and I see the Crimson Tide, I see the giant elephant, and I'm just so confused. And for those that would like to know, Big Al was named after a very popular DJ that went to the campus. The term Crimson Tide came through from a 1907 football game where the team played in a sea of red mud and was described as a sports editor as playing like a Crimson Tide.
Interesting.
But Big Al's an elephant. Hey, all right. So now we're in enemy territory, and Butler Bulldog are trying to move it a little bit further forward, but they're a few inches short of the first down.
It's always interesting to me how, obviously a lot of the mascots make sense, but then some of them are just what?
Yeah. Random as hell.
Yep. So Concord here, pressing for a touchdown or some kind of points, field goal potentially. Oh, but 4th and inches, stopped right at the line of scrimmage, or not the line of scrimmage, but the line to gain there. Looks like they're going to be going for it.
For Yuge, I just don't. I mean, you're a handful of inches away. Going back-to-back shotguns here.
Ooh, a lot of blitz though. This is going to be tough, but he's got space.
Yeah, that's all you really.
Oh, he fumbled.
Fumble. Oh no. Who's got the ball? Somebody's got to get it, and it will be turned over. Concord will want the ball on their own 21-yard line. That was looking so good for Butler.
Yeah, very unfortunate there. I don't know. We've talked about this mechanic before. We believe there's a cover the ball mechanic. You definitely need to be taking advantage of that where you can. You don't want your running back running with the ball all loose when he's about to get hit. The red and the white keeps throwing me off. White is Alabama.
Mostly just look at the helmets.
Yeah.
Anything. I mean, Ohio State's helmets are just so iconic.
Right.
It's very hard not to be able to tell them out. Which, I gave the entire history lesson about what makes Big Al the mascot. Here's a nice little flip play all the way to the outside, but doesn't gain anything. We'll bring up 3rd and 10. And the Ohio State Buckeyes, the athletic team, of course, for the Ohio State University. It does have multiple meetings, but mostly starts and stops with the state's tree. Did you know this? That the Ohio State Buckeye tree, the Acellus glabra, is the state tree of Ohio and is named for the nut it produces. I knew you would like that. So, scrambling all the way to the outside on the left will complete the pass, and will move the chains forward, not without a certain sweat dripping down his brow.
If I ever go to a trivia night, I'm inviting you from now on.
Just the master of looking up the most useless information.
Loaded box here. Oh, but still the running back just breaks out off the edge and gets the first down here.
He hit him with the Steve Berman. What?
That's why it's so important when you're on defense to have people containing the edges. Even when I don't know if it was a player-controlled defensive line there, but somebody who should have been containing an edge, you'll see those little squares kind of go around the outside when the defense shows the play. They got to make sure that the running back doesn't get outside, and there's a big hit there to stop that catch from happening, but I don't think he was going to be getting any yards anyways. 2nd and 10 now.
Lots of zone coverage. Nobody was surprised. We've been seeing quite a bit of that defensively. You want to make sure that you do have your fair share of man coverage. And yeah, I am a big fan of this defensive setup. Middle zone coverage, got 2 deep backs. Everybody's on man coverage, being chased down by the big man. Can't get there in time. Quarterback will scramble and will pick up 5.
If that defensive lineman was just a little bit faster. That was trouble, but he broke right through the offensive line there. It was like nobody was even there.
Yeah, just like me, for real. Just got to be a little bit faster. Plenty of time here. Not a whole lot of options available. Just barely gets rid of it, but that was so close to not only a sack, but a potential fumble. Who knows what else that could have been led to. 4th and 5, and Concord are electing to go for it.
Looks like the left side of the defense flooded here. Probably a little bit of man coverage. Oh! He picked that? I got to see the replay of that. He picked it. Come on, show it to us.
Replay? No, it's just very, very depressed members of Alabama Crimson Tide as Butler High School will now turn it over. And they'll start this drive on their own 30. Nice run play. We'll gain 5 and a little bit extra. We'll bring up to 2nd in inches, and we'll rush back to the line.
Yeah, starting the I always like this, running the no huddle sometimes just to get into a little bit of a groove, especially after a good positive play. Oh no, the fumble comes through. Oh my gosh.
Scrappy game.
Yeah.
Scrappy game at best. And you know what's funny about playing at Army West Point is that it doesn't really rain all too much. Not a lot of mud. As you can tell, it's a very clear day. So very interesting how we don't have the super glue gloves on keeping the ball retained. But another turnover, and if you go back and forth to Concord losing the ball and getting the ball back, they realistically have only lost about 12 yards from that last play that they had offensively. So a gain of 4 here.
Net 0, I guess, in the grand scheme of things.
Technically, yeah. I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
I'm actually impressed so far. It seems like the defense has been like kind of all out selling to stop the run, and somehow they're still gaining yards in the run. But this looks to be a different story. Switching over to the pass here. Got a guy.
Oh. He thought about getting past the line of scrimmage, and then he saw like the 2 defensive members just like, whoa. Yeah, look over there. They're just shuffling together. So, you shall not pass.
Yeah, and he had some guys downfield there, maybe just getting caught up in the run, thinking he had space, and then those guys sort of snug up on him. Got space again. Got guys open. Oh. Interesting. Oh, and he dives down on the ground. That was a weird set of circumstances there. I'm seeing a lot of guys getting into gaps, and I don't know if they're not seeing them or maybe looking too soon or locking in on another guy, but sometimes you just got to wait a second or two so that they get past the defender, and then they're just wide open in these zone coverages.
Okay, Concord.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is where things have faltered before for them, and by faltered before I mean about 6 yards back and about on their last offensive drive. Just hold on to the ball.
Yeah. Key to football.
Go figure it.
Just
Gets
stuffed.
stuffed again. A loss of 2 brings up 3rd and 12. Still well within field goal range, but 7 yards shy of the red zone. 12 of the first.
Yeah, and if you're me, you play it safe here. You try to get like a 7-yarder or something like that. Hope the rack gets you the first down. Oh, he's got so much space. He pulled the linebacker there and just free first down run for the quarterback. Pushing for the touchdown here.
Up to the 11. So technically, could get another first down on the first.
Yeah.
Should they get stopped, and obviously could be a big proponent with how we have seen the defense go in the red zone. Another shotgun setup here. Has at least one back. The tight end you can see there on the left side, but is being flanked. Not going for the run play, but the blitz shakes away the initial, but the 2 more players to come through for Butler will get the sack.
There's just so much pressure here by Ohio State on defense. I think Alabama needs to look for some quick plays. They're sort of looking at a lot of stuff downfield, it looks like, with these spread things. But if you had some guys cross there, like if you have your 2 slot guys cross here, you could get a short little quick play. Oh, wait. What? No shot.
You know the term, you make a better door than a window? I think that also comes into play with your own offensive lineman.
For sure.
It could be crazy.
Yeah, that was a weird set of circumstances. But again, it's just like the plays just seem like they're taking so long to develop. You need to, in my opinion here, run some quick plays. Run some quick little slants, quick little drags.
Gonna need at least 17 if you want another set of downs to at least feel warranted to go for it, and maybe not even field goal scrambling all the way to the left side under pressure. And where did that ball just go?
Yeah, see, Butler is picking up on what Concord's doing here. They're taking that quarter or the linebacker and they're spying, even if the play is not for that linebacker to spy. Oh, we're actually getting a field goal here. it makes it so difficult when somebody just kind of stymies you like that. I really do feel like that's such the wild card when it comes to like tiers of teams. Someone who can take a user-controlled player and maybe not necessarily do exactly what the defense is set up for them to do, but instead do something that messes with the mind of the other player. It can be so effective.
Mental warfare.
Oh, no.
Oh, he thought he was all the way in the end zone. Has to bring it out at the 1. We've been all there before, so we'll bring it out, at least out to the 13. At least they recognized sooner rather than later, I suppose.
Got a streaker going down the middle here. I think you'll probably get the post open. Nope. Oh, wow. A diving bat there by the defender. Maybe could have picked that off too, but instead, here we are. 2nd and 10, incomplete pass.
Only 2nd and 10, trying to still go for something a little bit deeper, but we'll settle at least for the slant. We'll bring up at least a 6-yard gain, and we'll rush it actually back to the line of scrimmage, and this could get pretty deadly pretty quickly. Same exact play, same exact route, same exact catch, and while the first down will come through, shakes away the first tackle, and we'll move the chains.
First and 10 here for Butler.
A very interesting route. Okay, it's gonna have them go in motion. Watch this tight end. Watch A. All the way to the outside. Not actually going to be the intended target.
Oh, wow.
And just funnels it right over the defender's hands, trying to get all the way to the end zone, and they will. Big moment coming through for Butler High School as they put another score on the board.
Yeah, that was a great play there. I kind of thought it was maybe a little bit of a dangerous throw, but he just squeaks it right over the top there. And what was that, like a 60, 50-yarder? Putting them ahead here. PAT goes through.
Yeah, just good old smart football. So, still plenty of time as far as this first half is concerned. I'll be candid with you. I mean, nobody's out of the world of possibility, especially for Concord, not only just to be able to flip the lead, but to put up at least another 3 points here. Kickoff, again, has been very pinpoint. I will say that much for Butler. I mean, it's going to be all the way on the 1-yard line, calls in a fair catch, but actually was inside the end. That was inches away from being fair caught on the 1.
That was like almost the exact opposite of what happened in the last kickoff.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what Alabama's got here. Looking like zone coverage. Probably will have plenty of time here, but rolling out immediately, and that's what happens, man. You roll out of the pocket like that, and you have 3 defenders right there basically trying to get to the quarterback, and you have, what, 5 offensive linemen to protect you, but if you run to the right, the offensive linemen are going to stay where they are, and Correct. You're just leaving your quarterback open to threat when he doesn't need to be.
That is how the old chalk line works for the offensive line defensive players being chased down. Barely gets outside, but still a loss of yards. Brings up 3rd and 15.
Yeah, tough spot here. Maybe should have thought about throwing the ball away there. Let's see if he can get out of this 3rd and long situation.
Got to be a very deep pass here if you want to try to move the chains. We've seen it before here for Concord. Trying to call for a couple audibles, and will Butler High School actually set up for this? Watch for the zone coverage deep. Again, scrambling all the outside. There's that wall of defense. You shall now pass, and you're being chased all the way to the outside. Tries to throw the ball, but cannot get rid of it in time. We'll lose won't lose any more yardage. We'll be able to get rid of the ball, but yeah, now you got to punt this.
Oh, it looked for a second there that they were maybe going for it, but they are.
They are, yeah.
Oh, he's got a guy open too, deep over there. Oh, but the punter doesn't have enough oomph to get the ball out that deep and throws it way short there and just gets a pick. Basically like a punt, maybe a little bit of a short punt, but.
Now you know Pat McAfee out there, tell you that much. He ain't bombing that football.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So Butler now with the ball in the enemy territory. Weird motion.
Yeah, that was a very strange move. I thought we were going to be calling back for a full-on pistol, but will just be a little bit of a bait play. That's the 207th passing yard for Butler High School here, just in this first half alone. I understand that we have a little bit of inflated numbers from the way that this game did start, but nice little pass on the outside, a little bit of a deeper route. Almost looked like defensive pass interference, but got to the ball.
I actually like that little funky motion play. It creates kind of like a weird space, and I think that's why he had to go to the other side of the field here. Let's see if it works just like it did last time. It just gives you that little space. It's like a running back running a little flat route. Ooh, but that defensive player played that really well there, covering the space.
It just gets weird when it is like a tight end doing it.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Because like you see that sometimes in the NFL, but a lot of the times it's a running back or it's like a wide receiver too. Teams that come mostly to mind to run plays like that would be like the Buffalo Bills, the Broncos, and also the Ravens. There's a nice little reception coming through. We'll be able to hold on to that one, and we'll bring it 1 yard shy of the red zone.
Yeah, Butler looking good here. There's a lot of people in the box on this play. Gonna be a tough run. Yeah.
Stuffed immediately. Actually, a loss of 3. So keeping them honest on this this drive so far, so well within field goal territory.
And this is, I don't know if he chose the RPO here, but this is where the RPO is super effective if you're really good at it.
Oh,
but not there.
Woo.
It's really hard to be good at, I think. At least I'm bad at it. But once you figure it out, it really is the perfect play because you can counter whatever the defense is doing in the moment.
Taking a lot of time within the pocket and then immediately just gets flanked. Looks like the number 70 there on the O-line just completely and utterly dropped the ball in the defense. There it is right there. 34 shuffles all the way through. 18, nowhere to go. At least got the ball out ever so slightly.
Yeah,
so won't lose more, but it's 4th and 19, and we are electing to go for it.
The right tackle there seems to be struggling on that side. Seems to be like the pressure's always coming from over there.
Yep, again.
Yeah.
34 gets through, steps up, throws the ball, catches
it doesn't matter.
Into the end zone. 4th and 19, good for 6.
That's huge.
That doesn't happen often.
Yeah, even with the pressure, right? Like we keep saying, it's almost like there's Swiss cheese over there on the right side for the offensive tackle, and that defensive player is just getting through every time. But even still, it's enough time for him to get that, 30-yard touchdown off?
Yeah.
40-yard touchdown?
Yeah, but it was about like maybe... No, it was about like maybe like 25 yards or so.
Yeah.
They were back on like the 21, dropped all the way back, stepped back up to the line of scrimmage. I'm going to replay all of it in my brain, but God, I'm a huge fan of these kicks. I really am. Like, you could kick it all the way back to the end zone. They're probably going to touch it back anyway, but like you're kind of putting it into their playing like the ball is quite literally in their court. Like you can fair catch it, but it might end up on the 1. You can try to run it out because it is at the edge of the end zone, but just a big fan of trying to kick it all the way to the outside.
Yeah, I like that as well. Especially in these games. You don't have to worry about players getting hurt and whatnot. And right off the edge on the other side of the ball as well, but he gets it off as well and gets a little 3-yard gain there.
3-yard gain brings us a little bit further. Still plenty to go when it comes down to tying up this ball game, let alone trying to put 6 on the board if you are Concord, which we have not seen since the opening salvo, and they were allowed to do so. There's a nice little pass completion. Shakes away the first tackle, but not the second, all the way up to the 42, now in Butler's territory.
Big old tight end's hard to bring down. So seeing some spark here from Concord. If they can put a touchdown on the board here before the half, that's huge. Going in with a 4-point deficit. They
still have all their timeouts, too.
Yeah, I was going to say they even have enough time to potentially score here, get the ball back, and score again.
Agreed. It just comes down to the defense stepping up. We'll actually take it on the one. What? Jukes the first, slides for the next several that were coming downfield. 6 yards shy of the red zone now.
Chris Berman showed up there for a second.
You like that? If there's one thing that will always like live in my head rent free, it's watching Steve Berman football shows and like all the highlight reels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it seems that Concord High, albeit having a very good offensive push, left the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I believe this may be the match where somebody maybe got pulled out from their mom or something to go do some chores, something like that. I'm not sure which team it was there, but I think it might have been a forfeit loss for whoever ended up leaving the game there.
Yeah, I think Butler, the way that I'm seeing it, Butler will get the win.
Okay.
They were up 21-10. I think Concord were the ones that left the match, but I think the statement need to be made. do your chores before you play video games. Make sure you do your chores before you sit down and play the video Huevos. But, I mean, that's going to at least do it for college football for week number 4. Here's an updated as far as the standings are concerned and where everybody currently resides all across the CMS region. Again, we did have a couple forfeits, as we just saw, a couple different house or show matches, but top 8 is realistically what you're trying to aim for when it comes down to those conference championships.
Yeah, and that's obviously a big chunk of our CMS guys here. But 4-0 there, the only undefeated team is Palisades left. Not surprising, I guess, from our perspective.
Yeah.
But Concord's still sitting at 2-2. Yeah.
Yeah, you also got Shelby A. Everybody has a target on Shelby. That's where TBK goes to. Again, defending Madden champion for the VESL High School League. I've also talked a lot with both Chris and Eli, and that Northside Onslow B team is the real freaking deal. I mean, they're 4-0. Their A team is 3-1, so I don't even know what letters mean anymore. All I can tell you is that we do have some top competitors as we inch ourselves closer, not only towards those conference championships, but as soon as we get closer towards states as well. Those last few games are going to absolutely bang.
For sure. And I'm just now realizing, too, I see the huge point differential there for number 2. I think that loss was this week. They had to forfeit for some other reason. So technically, I think they're kind of still undefeated. They haven't lost an actual match there. So still a lot of competition also coming out of Myers Park A there. Nobody
would be surprised about that. Myers Park is also one of the bigger schools that we do have here in the CMS region. But yeah, I mean, college football, always a riot of a time. Fantastic to be able to see everybody taking part in the fall 2024 season. Again, conference championships right around the corner. States soon to follow as well. So you want to make sure that you're partnering along with your esports mentor. Go over to the Notwork platform. Upload those dang clips so that way Eli and I can actually take a look at them at the end of the week for our recap shows. And also you can go to the Notwork platform to take a look at Drini's content videos. That way you can become the best Madden or college football player as it may be for the VESL 2024 fall season. But we're going to take things a little reprieve here in between a couple game titles. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got some Overwatch. We're going to be first jumping into Providence High School going up against Lexington Senior High School. You do not want to miss it. We'll be right back.
obvious things are it's a space for students to game, but I think this space provides a lot of other learning opportunities and experiential learning opportunities for students. The career transfer pieces, whether you're in media, production, or you're going event management, we have an opportunity to train students to get out in the community to help us lead a lot of different esports initiatives, both locally, regionally, and nationally. Tournament hosting, sponsorships within the esports community, continuing to build our competitive edge with our student recruitment. I think that UNCG's positioned itself to really be the leaders on that forefront.
And in the words of our producer, UNCG is pretty flippin' cool. I mean, big shout out to those guys, always doing the utmost best and trying to at least set the pace and the precedent for what life after high school can be, again, for production, broadcast, competition, coaching, you name it. You can find all of that and more at UNCG. Because you're probably going to be thinking about college student rather than later. That's typically how the road goes when it comes down to high school. But as far as this road is concerned, for this specific broadcast, done with college football, now we get an Overwatch.
Overwatch. It's my mortal enemy, but also I'm enjoying learning the game and seeing you guys in these matchups. No matter what, even if it's a close game, you know, it's always entertaining to watch, even if you don't know what's going on fully.
Yeah. It sure is. Yeah, Overwatch is a very loved esports. It's very colorful. I like to call it like it's like a Disney FPS almost, where it's just like you have so many colorful particles going all over the place. A lot of competitions being played across the entirety state of North Carolina. We have a lot of good specialists that are coming through. Quirky Turtle always comes up in the forefront of my brain. His Cassidy is the absolute truth. And, well, we actually get to see that because we are hopping into Providence High School going up against Lexington Senior High School. So it's a me versus you, as per usual. And look, if there's one thing we know for sure, Providence are very good at Overwatch.
Yeah, I love seeing the guys show up. I think early on, I don't remember if they were, like, super involved, but now they're rocking. So, like, just love to see the progression, and you love to see how they stack up against all the other teams out there. I'm curious to see how they stack up against Lexington here.
We'll have to see. Again, set map pool as we do here for the regular season. We'll end up going into a little bit more of a map pick ban process as we get down towards conference championships and then, of course, states once we move over towards best of fives, best of threes right now. Of course, we're starting off on the snowy mountains of Nepal.
Looks like the Disney, I can't remember the name of the place. Not the movie. In the park, there's a...
I thought you were just going to say, like, Mulan, when, like, they're chasing Fang, like, up the
yeah,
mountain.
I can see that, too.
I don't remember all these characters and the exact plot from Mulan. Let's get down to business.
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
Providence High School. Again, when it comes down to it, they have a lot of good competitors on this team. Specifically, the one that I would probably say stands out for me would probably be Fruit Loops. Their support. Very good decision making. This is coming from a former support player and coach. I will tell you this much, watching good support play, being able to enable the rest of their team, that'll benefit you more than anything. As we get underway here for Nepal, Village is our first stage.
This is our first time watching this map, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, technically, yes and no. We did watch it way back in preseason when was the last time we had Nepal being played, but you have at least a Reaper on one side, so got to be on your hooves, I suppose, if you are the horse of Providence High School, a.k.a. Furisa. Here comes the flank coming through. Back-to-back headshots. Hellfire shotguns do a lot of damage, but would love to get some backup. And we'll just take a nice little step to get back towards the teammate in the Sanctuary as well. Meeks watching the flank, though, trying to deny the very annoying Reaper comes flanking in towards their back line as the point becomes unlocked. But still, this Reaper, Orkian, still just hanging around the joint, and that just means that they continue to push a little bit further forward. Lexington High School just absolutely wiping the floor with Providence, and no answer whatsoever. They get the first point as well.
Wow, Lexington looking good there on the opening fight. They just wiped them so quickly there.
Nice little soundbite to be captured there. Yes, if you do melee the bell or shoot it, it does let out a nice little ring. Same thing if we actually get all the way towards map number 3 on Dorado. There is a very, very fun little tune that you can play in the bells at the spawn of the offense. But waiting in spawn, just trying to decide on what composition we're trying to play. And it seems that we'll go over towards the Roadhog. And may not be the best pick. I'll explain a little bit later as... Providence High School, step one is just getting through one of these choke points.
They took so much time there deciding on who to pick. If they don't win this fight, they're in trouble, right?
Yeah, they very much so would be putting them in last fight territory, given how much healing is on the board. Damage boost over towards Random Kid, just trying to deal with the Tracer. Direct impact with the Helix Rockets, almost just one-shots the Tracer, but the primary fire there from the Juno will be just fine.
Yeah, Lexington just putting on a clinic here. All their ults about to come online, and I mean, it was probably like 20% that they were just kind of sitting in their spawn, or Providence was sitting in their spawn and just letting the points pile up. I mean, you're in desperation mode now if you're Providence, right?
Got to basically rush. I mean, Fruit Loops will end up having that speed boost. Nolan is actually going to swap over to the Zarya now. So 3 tanks in the matter of 86% being garnered for Lexington Senior High School. And they're about to have ultimates ready. The Graviton Surge, most importantly, not to mention the Death Blossom online a couple along with that. We'll have to see how it all pans out. It's going to open things up with the Valkyrie. Here comes the Graviton Surge. Also the Orbital Assistance, and here comes the Teleport Step. A little bit too late, but the Death Blossom gets ripped regardless. It's a Beyblade on the point. Able to find 2, and it's just a lonely Bastion. The last surviving Bastion for all of Providence High School just gets absolutely blown to smithereens, and that is a very easy 100% to 0 for Lexington on the first stage.
Reaper doing work there. Is that a undead pirate skin he's rocking?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say about that. It's kind of just like a beat. Lexington's
waiting way too long in spawn to swap.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be doing that.
So now we go over towards the Inner Sanctum. And in case anybody was wondering, this is the ruins of where Zenyatta did learn to become a monk, which is why you see all of the Zenyatta statues. This is his temple, this is his home.
Anybody playing him?
We did, at least on the first stage. I believe that it was Dragon on Providence that was playing Zenyatta, at least to start things off, but now we move indoors, where you have a giant pit of death. Nobody's playing a character where that might come in towards a play, except for me. The concussive blast on that bar could be quite annoying, but still going to go against random hit on that hit scan with the Soldier 76. Flying high, not exactly a free. We'll have to see how the opening salvo does pan out. Providence High School trying to jostle for position, but again, it's the fight coming through from Horikin. That will keep them rather honest. That shield for Nolan. Now on the Reinhardt. 4 tanks being played here within the first map. It is getting incredibly low. A lot of cracks within that shield. Horikin also incredibly low. Nas has a lot of healing. Nolan's able to get a lot of speed. They're trying to deny this Reaper from just running straight in towards them, and will finally be able to do so. Fruit Loop's going to be able to get that first blood. Finally, somebody will drop, and Providence will get some percentage on the board.
Yeah, that's a much better break there for Providence. Not sure what was going on in the first map there, but they definitely look like a different team now.
That's a good grab there from Dragon. One great aspect of having Life Leader take somebody out from the position that they'll probably die in. And well, Nolan is just running straight into them. And yeah, the Reinhardt seems to be the better of the 2 picks. The giant barrier able to soak up a lot of damage and actually forces Lexington Senior High School to go for a composition swap. Now they're on the Mauga.
Mauga. Got Dwayne The Rock Johnson coming in.
It really does look like it. I'll never unsee it, even when Malaga first got announced. It's like, wow, we do have a Milana character. But the thing about it is that shield will get eviscerated from the cannons, and not to mention the Hellfire shotguns. Here comes another point again. It's so free. Nobody's watching it. Tactical Visor backs up this play from Random Pit, and the point flips to boot.
Yeah, Hirokian there just kind of seems like to be the X factor. Getting in the back lines there with the Reaper. It's huge.
Ultimate's about to be online. Random Pit trying to get some early charge after they use their Tactical Visor to win the last team fight. Biggest one for me coming up will be Degree of Life. That's going to be Light Weaver. Nice isolation coming through from Nas. The headshot, the Helix Rocket, it all connects. Trying to at least play for the res is Mari, but won't be able to find it. Ripping Tactical Visor over by the pillars. Also have a Death Blossom happening over inside the token. Is going to at least be able to find one. Nolan's over towards the Diva now. Able to at least mitigate some of that damage and get the trade. Now you have the life tree at least being in play over towards the pillars. It's not on the point, so the only benefits that you're getting from this is just keeping your tanks within the max, but Nolan just leaves the poor Life Weaver out to dry, and Dragon surely will be dead to rights, and will absolutely be the case. Gets a little bit zany as far as the target prioritization is concerned. Meek trying to get the hell out of wherever the hell that was, and won't be able to do just so, but needs to be careful. They're about to be staggering themselves, and that should be a very easy 60%. Providence trying to re-engage off this while already being 2 men down. They already lost both their DPS. In Lexington Senior High School, they can smell blood in the water. Self-destruct gets yeeted in towards their open room, and will at least take down one as the Reaper finally dealt with, but what space did you possibly gain off of that? Nothing, especially now the Hurricanes back towards the fight.
Man, just back and forth in this match, it seems like. But Lexington seems to have a lot of the momentum now. Switched over to their side. Barokian doing Barokian things on this Reaper.
Lockdown going to be used there for the Malga. Nowhere to run for the Diva. Justice most certainly does not rain from the above. The only thing that rains from above is your dead corpse. 95%. Lexington Senior High School trying to bring the hurt all the way towards the spawn of Providence High School, who cannot get towards the point. They put up 51% of winning the opening team fight within the second stage, but that's all they'll get here as Lexington Senior High School. They strike first with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Lexington looking super strong there. I mean, Providence kind of, I guess, came back from that first map and showed a little prowess, but still, Lexington just too much for them to overcome.
And here's the play after they captured the initial point, and why I said that the Reinhardt was a very good pick. There's something to be said about just holding M1 and just walking forward and swinging a giant rocket hammer into the face of your enemy.
Yeah, that's exactly how I like to play. I think that's why I like him so much.
See, that's what I was telling Eli too, because Eli, much like yourself, like doesn't know everything about Overwatch.
Yeah.
And he was trying to ask me, he was like, "What would you see me playing if I hopped in Overwatch?" Like, you'd be a main tank for sure.
Yeah.
You would also be a tank. Just the ability to be able to body somebody like out of existence and getting more space. Yeah, that'd be perfect. And I'll be your support. I'll pocket you.
Nice.
We'll take over the worlds together as Lexington Senior High School win that opening map on Nepal 2-0. Did not have to go towards the third and final stage. So now we move over towards Flashpoint, which similar to Control, but it's just one map. You'll see the Flashpoints move, I guess characteristically for traditional games. It's very close to King of the Hill.
Yeah. And I was very confused by this when I first started, but I think now I'm grasping it. It's similar but different play styles. Plus you get kind of like, I guess, a chance at redemption more, it feels like, in this game, because there's more than just the 1 point. I don't know if that's me overthinking it, but beautiful view of the scenery here.
Suribasa. So colorful. That's the one thing I always appreciate, again, for the development of Overwatch, is just the love in detail that goes into every single one of these maps. There's really not many reused assets. I mean, maybe like New Junk City and Junk Street, but like that would probably be it, just because they take place in the same part of the world. But here's that opening point. As far as Flashpoint is concerned, it will be a traditional 50-50. Spawns very far away from one another.
4, 3.
We'll have to see how this one all pans out. Nolan's going to actually elect to come out on the Reinhardt. Oops, on that Ana, so a lot of burst healing available, but double hit scan ready for Lexington Senior High School, and their prioritization via targets was very good in the opening map.
Did Nolan change? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
To the Malga. I'll never say his name again.
Yeah, as you should.
And you know, the one benefit for still having Dashia, Lexington Senior High School, on that Juno, so you do have that active speed. Notice how fast they were able to get to this point and posture up before Providence High School were even in their choke. And now they're just kind of stuck here. Already lost one member. Nas will get revived. Teleport to go right up top, but there's just no assistance whatsoever. Easy trade. 1 for 2 though. Numbers advantage here for Providence, but still this flank angle. Whether it was a Reaper or now we're playing on a Cassidy, nobody is looking at Horkian. He just has active camo. I can't explain.
And he's just on point with these shots.
For real.
That'll get it done.
Do you think there's something to be said for choosing the comp to get to the thing first or to retake? Is it just a constant battle back and forth and you just have to be adaptable?
Yeah, you always have to be playing reactionary. Counterplay is very important when it comes down to Overwatch.
Oh, Jesus.
Fan the hammer off of the roll, reload the guns. It's just Nolan, realistically, that's still alive, trying to make this as expensive as possible. A lot of healing actually being dumped in towards whatever, but still, Nolan just dumpstering fire. The revive comes through. Ultimate also pops. chained together with all their friends, but one has a support, the other one does not. And while one has a flatter damage, the biggest difference will be the healing. And that just means that whatever can sit there and get as much charge as possible. Deadeye also popped on the opposite side for Lexington's Cassidy, and that should be all she wrote. Resurrection does come through on an one, but not really long for this world. The burn does take down Random Kid, but overtime's about to surpass, and Lexington Senior High School will take the first flashpoint.
Malga doing everything he could right there.
He's a beefy boy.
Just too much to overcome the healing though. On to the next point here.
Back towards the streets, and well, this one's going to be a little bit more open, and the biggest problem with this is that once you do get the coverage of the zone, you do have a nice little head glitch down there on those back stairs. So Bastion ultimate used, you run out of range, and I think it was popped a little prematurely for Nas. Flashpoint hasn't even opened yet, it's about to do so now. Still have the orbital assistance for Lexington Senior High School, about to have a Valkyrie. They're also about to have a tactical visor. Here comes the Great Wall for Master D on Symmetra, trying to help his teammates get a little bit further forward, but the orbital assistance comes through. Both support ultimates actually invested there for Lexington Senior High School, and while Dragon was nowhere to be found, trying to play for the Resurrection on a knot, and then dies soon after. It's clean soon after. Nolan's the only one to maybe try to find a little bit more value. Nas at least makes that Resurrection turn in towards a pick, but during all of that, Lexington Senior High School get the point in 40% of it.
Does the melee even do much damage?
Yeah, 25
oh, okay.
guaranteed.
I was about to say, because sometimes, you know, in some games the melee's not a whole lot, and he just ran in there and was just meleeing Malga to death. That was crazy to watch.
Yeah, it's a good burst damage, especially like when you're thinking about like a Tracer only has 150 HP, and the Helix Rockets do 125 direct damage. Oh. So you do Helix Rocket melee, and that's all. Yeah. Quick math coming through. Here comes another chain together with all your friends. If you are Providence High School, backed up by both support ultimates himself, trying to flip the point. Graviton Surge. You thought you were locked in here with us? No, we're keeping you trapped here, but it's still Providence High School that are coming out on top of the fight. Lexington Senior High School don't really have many more tools to throw at this team fight. Meek also swapped towards the Reaper, and that's great assistance for the Focus Fire, and Providence will flip the point.
Yeah, I mean, Providence seems to always have these little bright spots, right? But Lexington is so strong so far in this match, and you gotta think that they're gonna get here quick and push this retake really hard. But let's see if Providence can hold up. I'm gonna keep my eyes on Malga.
Malga! No ultimate's ready for Providence. Very, very close to Naz's ultimate. But here comes a tactical visor. We'll set a certain amount of honesty, but Random Kid just has different opportunities available right in their own story. It's a 3K for Random Kid. Sets up the rest of Lexington Senior High School, not only for the flip, but also the second flashpoint as well.
I didn't know it would be that strong of a retake. Jeez, they just walked in there and laid down the thunder.
Yeah, the thing that's very, very important, and I remember talking to a few schools about this, and what makes Mercy such a very good pick is that you could dumpster a lot of good healing into any character, but that damage boost is very, very potent and important as well, especially when you do have like a damaging ultimate like the Tactical Visor or the Genji Blade. The Mercy is just so versatile, just to be able to stay alive. The finesse game can be strong for a very good Mercy player, as now we reached map point for Lexington Senior High School. They scored this last flashpoint, and that will be a 2-0 win for them. But Providence High School, this spawn was a little bit closer. They do have players here. And Nas, again, just in no man's land. There was no assistance whatsoever. Nolan was trying to set up a little bit of a pinch, but where's Meek? Trying to go on a little bit of a flank. Does take down at least one. Got some damage at the very least, but then had to shuffle his way up out of there. There's no focus fire whatsoever because they've all lost their members, Lexington Senior High School. I mean, everything was stacked against them in that team fight, but they still made it away so easily without using a single ult.
Yeah, and that melee is super potent, as I saw there again. But Random Kid, just I'm watching his shots, and everything seems just so on point this whole time. So I'm sure he's putting out tons of damage. Pair him with Hiroki with the Dope Reaper. Dangerous combo. Like just
not the Death Blossom being immediately stopped. the same value that we saw all the way back in that map number 1. Here comes Nas there with a Bastion ultimate. Neat also has a Death Blossom available. It's just isolating targets left, right, and center. You may have a Pocket Mercy on you, but it's not a whole lot of healing, and here comes the Beyblade. But the barrier was available. A little bit of a misstep coming through from me, and that's a very easy trade. But the revive brings me back and towards the fight. 5v4 here for Providence High School. They flip the point. Well, Lexington Senior High School, they're still hanging around the joint. Lots of good healing. Graviton Surge online here. Or whatever. You decide to pull this moments a little bit too late. Did have at least some assistance nearby. Ramari tried to go for the resurrection onto Horokin, and well, we'll only be able to do just that before they die.
No, again, another bright spot from Providence, but you got to do something different than the last retake that happened by Lexington Senior, because last time they just walked into the point. This time you're going to have to, I don't know, keep them in the choke a little bit longer or something.
They have big ultimates trying to do so.
Yeah.
Nano Boots trying to go over towards me. Here comes the Graviton Surge. Immediately yourself to everybody inside the track. Orbital assistance soon afterwards. Going to keep everybody alive. Horokian also able to find at least one. Graviton Surge invested. You also have a tactical visor on the opposite side. Random Kid found about a lot of value in the last flashpoint with the retake as well. It's 3 ultimates for just the 3 on the opposite side for Lexington Senior High School, who used theirs in defense, and in a reactionary to what Providence High School were setting up, Lexington Senior High School just used theirs that much better.
Yeah, and I mean, same story, right? Providence held on a little bit longer than the last flashpoint, but still, Lexington just retakes so well.
Someone's got to try to touch Random Kid. Nice Helix Rocket will take down Master Beam. Somebody's got to try to get to the point if you are Providence High School, but they don't have any speed, and they're just getting ran down by a Soldier 76, a.k.a. Random Kid, who have themselves a whale of a game number 2. A great game overall for Lexington Senior High School. Their DPS showed up when it mattered most, but overall, team compositionally wise, they were at an all-time high. Yeah,
Random there, just on that Soldier 76. It seems like his tracking is just so good. Is Soldier 76 and Reaper a fairly common duo?
Has been. And
yeah.
They're two of the original characters back in Overwatch 1, and ever since then, always a very good combination to be playing with side by side with each other, because you always have to like put it in perspective. The good old cardinal rule for Overwatch when it comes to how DPS do synergize off of each other is if they're not diving together, then you probably want somebody up on the front line helping up the tank, and then you also want somebody in the back cleaning up the damage that is being found as well. And it's also an escape for like the supports as well, a little bit more of like a Sanctum Sanctorum, like all the way in towards the back, so that way at least you can go back and maybe try to watch the flank along with your DPS as well. But yeah, compositional difference, I would probably say, and just the value that was being found in between both Lexington Senior High School comparatively to their counterparts as well. So Lexington Senior High School, big W's for them, as they're going to be able to at least extend their win column, albeit by 1. So a lot more work to do when it comes down to Overwatch in conference championships, because if there's one thing we know for certainty when it comes down to CMS, there are a lot of good teams.
Yeah, for sure, and I'm really curious to see how that plays out when we get to the conference championships, because these top tier teams that we've been seeing, I don't know if we've seen any of them match up specifically, but the tournament's going to shake them out, right? We're going to see those matchups, and it's going to be hype.
Yes, they will be. And, well, speaking of some of those top dogs, we actually have one on the next series for you all as we jump on into Palisades V versus Sun Valley High School, so another me versus you.
Right.
But the one thing is that Palisades, they are undefeated. Sun Valley, albeit a very good team, going to have their mettle tested versus this Palisades roster, I'll tell you that much. Just because it has a letter B next to it, you do not bat an eyelash. This Palisades team is very good.
Yeah, they've got so many good Overwatch players over there, and I don't know if they've mixed and matched their compositions to where they've got it down to a perfect comp or whatever between their teams, but they are working whatever they're doing over there.
Yeah, that's for sure. Certainty. And whether they're scrimming up against each other or not, who knows? I can tell you is that for a multitude of esports Palisades, the Pumas are very, very good at what they do. And what they do is not very nice. And what that is absolutely decimating their opponents. So, as we hop back in towards another best of 3, we will reset ourselves back over towards Control. We will hop back in towards Nepal for Palisades B versus Sun Valley High School A. And you remember a slight little name that I brought up just a few moments ago. Might just very much so be on our screen right here. Palisades B, again, they have so many good tools at their disposal. We'll have to see if Sun Valley can put the money where their mouth is. Not too sure what's happening. Waiting for game to start. And there it is. Okay. So yeah, you remember a fun name that I brought up?
Yeah.
Lake Quirky Turd Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very good.
I've heard you talk about him outside of streams and in the streams, and every time I've seen him on screen, the things that you say are very true.
Yeah, very, very, very good.
Also, some rando, he's the tank flipper, yeah? Or am I mixing them up?
No, you're absolutely right.
So we've got a solid squad here from Palisades. Sun Valley is definitely going to be tested. And we've talked about this before. It's like you see, these are the games that you want if you're kind of like a newer team to the league, or if you don't have a whole lot of experience in Overwatch. You need to see how you stack up against teams that are, you know, well-rounded and been in the league for a while. It's just a good test, and you can learn things from them. You learn so much in defeat. I'm a big proponent of even like the Patriots, you know, the year that they were undefeated all the way up to the Super Bowl. It's like being undefeated is one thing, but if you're winning all the games, sometimes you get complacent. So you got to stay on top of your game even if you're undefeated.
Very, very true. Well, let's get it underway here. Village is going to be our first stage for Nepal in between Palisades V and Sun Valley High School. And well, don't worry, we'll get that background music turned off for yours sometime soon, so you can listen to the sweet, sultry sounds of Overwatch 2. And there it goes. So, yeah, it's not just Quirky Turtle. It's also some random, to your point, very flexible tank player. The Wolf is very, very good on Junkrat, which I know doesn't really happen all too often, but there's one thing you want to take after our pro-curriculum content creator. That is Jake Overwatch. Made a name for himself playing that very specific character. But I will say this much for some rando, does have to be very careful the way that they died, because Sun Valley are playing a slight little counter bunker buster, if you will, especially with Hatsu on that Baptiste. The Immortality field needs to be the prime suspect, but Bronte will take first blood. Palisades down a member. It's a lot of healing now that the Kiriko is finally dealt with, but some rando taking down a Reaper. Not exactly something you see in the kill feed all too often. Now trying to switch the targets, leads on over towards another one. Point was captured by Palisades B. Keep in mind, you, albeit Sun Valley didn't have the early numbers advantage, and Palisades B are able to narrowly hold on, and they're still finessing around the point.
I was trying to keep an eye there on the Reaper for Sun Valley. It looked like he was trying to sneakily capture the point there instead of maybe focusing on the team fight, and I don't know if that's what led to this point for Palisades, the point control for Palisades, but nonetheless, here they are.
How do you try to re-enter this if you are Palisades? Again, Winston is very good for this exact moment, and I do love seeing that from some random, just trying to get up towards the high ground, maybe try to bait out a bit of an overextension from the Reaper of Sun Valley. Well, he's able to do it, but they just don't turn around to deal with him, so Reaper's going to be able to take down a free pick on the side feed. Sharknado 2, terrible movie. Going to be able to take down the Wolf, and well, numbers immediately favoring that Sun Valley, but good shots coming through. Hatsu will at least take down Quirky Turtle. Still trades on trades on trades. The biggest difference is that Sun Valley still have their DPS.
Yeah, and Palisades flipped the point there at some point, but it's going right back here, I guess, to Sun Valley. I didn't even see them flip the point.
And that's what you got to do. Again, Sun Valley, what they mostly want to do is the correct thing. They got to set up on the high ground. And, well, Palisades, their best bait is to either dive right into them, but it would just be the Winston jumping into them. So they'd be dead almost instantly. So just take the point, make them come to you, and then just hopefully you don't get picked along the way. The biggest problem has been, again, Days Gamer, the Reaper. You saw him trying to flank through upper kitchen. Might be trying to do the same exact thing. 29% shy of being able to get that Death Blossom, but Palisades, the Pumas, are about to have a series of ultimates online themselves. Most importantly, going to be looking out for the support ultimates. Could help out for some random who's going to get closer towards that primal raid. Here comes the field, at least for the opposite for Sun Valley. Hatsu trying to find a little bit more value, but Quirky Turtle is just going to rip them to smithereens. Golly, this guy is gross.
Yeah, that was... So the flip last team fight before Sun Valley took the control, it gave Palisades so many points that now they're about to take the lead here. So that flip that they had was super clutch.
Very, very clutch indeed, because it means that being able to flip the point back with exhausting time means that they've actually flipped the lead. And realistically, this is the first substantial defense that we've seen out of Palisades. We're about to be having 5 ultimates online. Keep in mind, you, that flip only happened with 1 ultimate, and that was the Orbital Assistance out of side. So they still have a payload and a half to try to utilize. But the same could be said for Sun Valley on the opposite side. Pick up the grab front surge. Where's the Death Blossom? It needs to be coming through the Death Blossom, but the Suzu comes through as well. Quirky Turtle try to get the Deadeye off, but Days Gamer and the Beyblade will be more than enough. Be able to find the 4K inside the Graviton Surge point flip yet again.
Sun Valley's showing up here. putting up a good first point here against Palisades. If you're Sun Valley, do you focus more on keeping them out of the point, or do you focus more on winning the fight? Because they got so many points off of that one team fight lasting so long while Palisades flipped the point, even though they were playing defense technically.
I think for me, it's mostly just being able to isolate these targets. I mean, if you lose the point, that's fine, so long as you win the team fight.
Yeah.
Because by proxy, you'll be able to win the game regardless, as they've now flipped the lead once again up to 90%. Palisades need to try to get a little bit closer. Here comes Ryan, please, trying to at least neutralize the box rush to try to get towards the point. Now you have the orbital assistance just on the opposite side, but nobody's checking the flank. Rip Tiger comes through, finds one, plus the immortality field. Just a little bit out of the range was Gamer. So it's a 4v4. Quirky Turtle for Gamer. It's battling for the point. Palisades flip the point to your point there, Trey. And here comes Sharknado 2 with the Deadeye, trying to round the corner, trying to get the skulls, and will at least able to clean up one. Not after they found at least one kill on the opposite side. Numbers here. Now for Sun Valley, as they're completely wiping Palisades and every single member that was still hanging around. The flip comes through. 3% required. Quirky Turtle could not turn anything into a kill, let alone a contest. And how about Sun Valley in overtime? We'll win the first point 100 to 99.
That was kind of wild to watch. I don't know if I've seen the flow sort of end up like that. It was almost like Sun Valley was playing defense the whole match, but at the beginning of every team fight, it's like Palisades was getting in and flipping the point and getting all the points during the team fight, and it made it just seem much closer than it was, because really I think Sun Valley had control basically that whole time.
Yeah.
Just that was such a weird dynamic to watch, but they won. To your point, I guess, if you focus on just winning the team fight, you're going to win.
It is kind of interesting, right? It's just like the amount of times that they were able to flip. If you're really thinking about it, like Palisades B only got one defense.
Yeah.
But it was still
so
199.
Yes, so weird.
Overwatch 2, baby, especially when it comes out of control. Here comes a compositional change. Besides the DPS from Palisades B, I'll let you raise question marks or be hyped about it, whatever you end up feeling, but the same thing is said for Sun Valley on the opposite side. You have a horse, compared to a man pick thing. I can see how it all ends up working. I mean, Orisa can mitigate a lot of damage and is very good versus Roadhog, but some getting a little bit tunnel vision. Some Rando's going to be able to at least open up the massive pick, and Quirky Turtle's got a nice little flank coming up towards the staircase, right over by the elephant statue, and it's a good place to be if you're a hit scan player of Quirky Turtle's caliber. Easy pickings coming through for Palisades B as they win the open team fight.
Yeah, and that's probably a huge confidence booster there for Palisades, winning the open team fight and actually being able to play defense. As much as they did on offense, you got to think that Sun Valley is getting kind of worried here.
I have to imagine. Especially now you have to go through like one of these two different choke points where you're just getting spammed with J silly grenades. But here they come, trying to at least march forward. You need to take a focus over towards that elephant statue, because Quirky Turtle is just belittling you with headshots after headshots, and they're just trying to rush up through the staircase. There's a trap here from some rando's Roadhog. It's not exactly a very comfortable place to be. Quirky Turtle goes down. Here comes the shift of the focus over towards the elephant statue. Riptire also pulled on the opposite side. Riptire will find one with a Deadeye. Also pulled. Still being channeled, but doesn't pull the trigger. It's actually the trap that takes down Sharknado 2 with a 2-for-2 trade, which means that it's a 3v3 on the point. Tank v tank. The hook comes through. Rocky running low on HP, but still has some assistance nearby from at least a support. Also has their ultimate ready to be popped. Deanna also being isolated because you're trying to go too far. If you're Bronzy, left your support out to dry, and now it's an easy cleanup for Palisades B.
Wow. Defense holding strong there. We finally get to see a good solid defensive round from Palisades there. Sun Valley in a tough spot here.
Yeah, I'll say.
They've got some ults online though, but so does Palisades.
Most importantly, it's just how do you find value with these ultimates if you're trying to take space for Bronzy? You gotta remember that your supports do need help, because the moment you push past this Roadhog, he says, fine, I will rush into your backline for free. 80% and counting up, and we will go towards the third stage. Here comes the Orisa ultimate, trying to at least gather everybody together, but channels it a little bit too long, and then the whole hog gets ripped by some rando, and that's a lot of bullets going in towards the face of Bronzy's Orisa, backed up by the rally, just pushing a little bit further forward, 96% and counting all the way up. Quirky Turtle's just gonna pull the Deadeye and say, hey, you gotta find your way through this choke point one way or another, and gets a free last kill on this stage. 100% to 0, a statement made for Palisades.
Yeah, I think Quirky Turtle ended on a 10-kill streak there. When he's firing on all cylinders, it's obviously a very hard thing to deal with. Palisades woke up from that first map there, and looking very strong in map 2.
For sure. As we now get indoors for the final stage of Nepal in between Palisades B versus Sun Valley High School again. Indoors could be an absolute fickle thing, but I will say this much. The Roadhog pick makes a little bit more sense on this map, as you do have the depths to go all the way down. You know, some people do say that there's a certain amount of gold at the bottom of that map, only you can find out by being hooked off the map.
A random thought, but how much are the health packs like actually?
250. Big
So
packs are
they're
250.
significant.
And then the small packs are 75.
Gotcha.
So it is 1-for-1 that you do have 2 mega packs inside of each glass container. You do have a mega pack right here, and then a mega pack just to the left where you see Sharknado just on the outside. And then there are mini packs outside of these glass doors as well. So very symmetrical. And
Diva,
I love
right?
this coming through. Say again?
Diva, right?
That is Diva. She is a piloted gamer. Got signed up for the South Korean Army to go up against Null Sector. I'm just going on a war tangent at this point. But Perk Turtle's going to be able to take down Bronte. It's a 1-for-1 trade, a tank for a support, which means that a lot more space can be taken by Palisades B, and you're able to see all of that plus some more. I mean, they don't even think twice about the point trade. They just push right in towards the glass container of Sun Valley High School and let them have it.
Yeah, which is interesting because it seems like in the other scenarios there was so much focus on the point by Palisades, but now they're probably feeling pretty confident after that last map and figured they can win this team fight, so they'll focus on the team fight first and then cap the point after. And it's going to be a tough push for Sun Valley here.
Swapping to the Alari, then back over towards Juno for Sun Valley High School. Should get a little bit more healing to help out Bronte get a little bit further forward, but the trap and the setup is just so superior for Palisades. Where Turtle's got a dead eye. Look at how much honesty it's immediately calling. They can't even get towards the zone. He just cancels it, and they're already wasted another 12%. A hook comes through. This places Bronte, who's trying to knock a few players off the map, but uses all of the thruster fuel, and goes absolutely nowhere. Still has some assistance. Self-destruct is online. Didn't elect to use it for the remake. Reaper trying to teleport under the ground. We'll have a nice little flank. Able to at least find 3 picks now to our Sun Valley High School. Is this the place to finally come through? One more pick, and they can flip the point, and it finally comes through, stopping the bleeding at 54.
Was that some kind of little cheese by the Reaper there?
Yeah, so you can shadow step so long as you have LOS on it. You can go vertically, you can go all the way down, or you can go all the way past somebody.
Gotcha. Oh, but Palisades already right back. Not pushing in quite yet, though.
A lot closer of a spawn door here on the final stage of Nepal comparatively. I think they're trying to go for another bait play, and oh my gosh, just barely slips the hook to catch Gamer, who now has a Death Blossom online. Looking to couple that maybe there with the Ana and the Nano boost, but the hook comes through. They dismantle Bronte almost instantaneously. Instead of pulling the self-destruct to be able to get a free mech, let alone the space, they just die. Perk Turtle will get that elimination. Sharknado 2, no! Throws Bob in towards the pit, and that's a waste of an ultimate. Perk Turtle's got another Deadeye, starting to channel it. Will end up just flipping the Deadeye for a free reload, and then just head eyes the Ana on the opposite side. An easy flip for Palisades.
Yeah, winning the team fight and also in the middle of the team fight again, flipping the point. So they're already pushing up over 70% here. With 4 ults online versus 4 ults online, big push here for Sun Valley.
Just again, Bronte needs to call the self-destruct just to try to get a free mech, because now we're reaching last fight territory. If you are Sun Valley High School, who need to use some of these ultimates, the On is incredibly low. They have no tank. The Death Blossom needs to be pulled. Someone nano boosts this man, picks up the Mega Pack. Here comes the Orbital Assistance, but then the whole Hawk gets called on the opposite side. Nobody can get past some random. The Coalescence also keeping them alive. 97% to 41. Somebody from Sun Valley needs to touch, and they just simply cannot, because they are all just being blown to smithereens. Palisades B get the reverse sweep in the opening map. They win 2-1.
Yeah, wow. It just feels like in that first map, just Palisades was awoken. Sun Valley awoken the sleeping giant. And what do you know? Porky Turtle here with play of the game.
Yep. On that beach day, Cassidy skin with the flare gun revolver, which still makes no sense by design, but it looks pretty darn sick. And here's just at least one of those cleanup plays that we saw. This is when they actually flipped the point on that first stage of Nepal, and that's when we actually got to see their full-on defense, but it was a very weird map, number one, I will say that much.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. I don't know how often that happens between teams, but seeing the the min-max, or I guess the minutia of the game, where it's like, yeah, I'm going to focus on the team fight, but I'm also going to flip the point while I'm focusing on the team fight, just like metagaming. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's legitimately just that. It's the meta of the macro gaming.
Yeah.
And that's literally it, especially for that first stage, is that you're always going to see the defending team who has the point on the high ground. So
Yeah.
why even bother? You can make it past the choke, just get inside the point, flip it, make the fight come to you, and you can see it. It almost worked out for Palisades. They very much so could have won that 2-0, but the Roadhog pick was the end-all be-all, at least the start of the end for Palisades to be able to win that, and now they are up on map point here in the best of 3 versus Sun Valley as we get back over towards Flashpoint on Sarivasa.
Very peaceful here
It is.
until this match starts.
It's just so beautiful. Just the ASMR of Overwatch in Sarivasa.
You can just feel whoever's spectating this right now, just taking in the ambiance.
All right, here we go. Sarivasa again. As far as Flashpoint is concerned, very similar to Control, but we do not flip as far as stages are concerned. Everything will be happening on this map, but the Flashpoint will be moving as the game goes on. Traditional 50-50 all the way through the middle of the map. So we had a nice little fly through at least where the second or third Flashpoint might be moving to.
5, 4, 3.
All right, let's see if Sun Valley can step up their game here. They're obviously up against a very tough opponent. Palisades standing strong even when they were going into the hole.
Summerando up towards Sigma. Would that be only their fourth tank, technically, if you include the Reinhardt today. Desperately last swap to Sun Valley, going for a little bit more of a brawl, heavy hitting composition with Mauga.
Is he a popular pick for this map?
A popular pick in general for
Yeah.
Flashpoint, just for how mobile they are and just how much damage they can output as well. And this plays the Sun, the ultimate, also very good to lock down a lot of individuals as well, but Sun Valley is going to be able to get control of the opening point. All about the follow-up. And Corky Turtle going to take that 1v1 every single day and twice on Tuesday. Nice shots coming through from Corky Turtle, setting up the rest of the team for success. He got the first point captured, but Palisades flipped it right back.
The Cassidy on Cassidy crime. Quirky Turtle's a tough Cassidy to win that fight with. But Sun Valley got 18% somehow.
Able to get that, at least that first capture, but not a whole lot of ultimate charge. So Natsu gonna have to use the speed boost just to try to get back towards their team. Central pool to try to jump towards the backline. But look at the ult charge out of Corky Turtle, leading the entire game. That's how much damage this dude is finding. Now all the way up to 85. He's gonna have this Deadeye towards once this fight finally breaks out. Lion's incredibly low, so make sure that the Jericho stays alive, and while Bronte just trying to go a little bit further forward and just gets eviscerated. Flank comes through. Suzu keeps Corky Turtle alive. You're not long for this world, bud, but still at least gets in the waiting arms of both of their support, so we'll live to fight another day.
Yeah, stay alive, but Sun Valley has not got a lot of time here, so they're going to have to regroup really quickly.
Yeah, last team fight, at least for this Flashpoint. Sun Valley do need to either hit the gas or just start rotating almost immediately. Corky Turtle, excuse me, that's egregious. Gets all the way in towards their face, and now Sharknado 2. Gonna pull Deadeye on the opposite side. Trying to at least channel for another kill, at least gets the full-on reload. Orbital assistance, at least on one side. Fox rush up on the other. Here comes the Wolf, pulled out the Riptire. Hatsu shoots it out of the sky, and Sun Valley B, or Sun Valley High School, excuse me, will flip the point. It was expensive, but they're still able to do so.
Yeah, I was sitting here thinking, do you think that was worth the investment or not at 99%? I mean, if they win the point, then it definitely is, right? But
I think so.
Yeah.
Because you also traded a lot of ultimates as well. Fox Rush, Riptire, Deadeye. You traded that for Orbital. Death Blossom actually being invested. Oh, we're just breakdancing on the point. So it would have been worth it if we had this ultimate online, but now that we don't, Palisades B might be licking their lips because now they have a Graviton Flux. You see it ready for some random. Trying to wait for the go-ahead button. They don't have anything to combo it along with. You're mostly looking for the Deadeye out of Corky Turtle to try to utilize that as everybody gets lifted into the ground and then slammed in a free-fall moment. Sun Valley dropping incredibly low is Day Gamer, trying to at least find a little bit more value. Here comes the cage fight from the Mauga. Coalescence for Zyke, keeping a lot of players alive. And the Wolf is finding a lot of damage up close and personal. Locked inside of a cage with a Junkrat, with a mad scientist with grenade launchers. Yeah, I'm good. And Wolf, Days Gamer tries, you might. Not a whole lot left to be found. At least took down Corky Turtle in a trade, but That'll be the first flashpoint capture here for Palisades.
Oof, yeah. I mean, valiant effort there by Sun Valley. Brought it down to the literal wire.
Just comes down to that fat finger for the Reaper out of Sun Valley. If you have that one ultimate, it very much so could have been a different team fight.
For sure.
And that's always my biggest thing, too, when I'm watching a lot of these high school teams. We need to see combinations for ultimates. Bronte with the cage fight, with the Reaper ultimate, is a very powerful combination. They do not run away from the cage fight. You're quite literally chained together. Fox rush for Sun Valley, trying to get in towards the team fight very quickly, at least to the choke point. Here comes the Malga, trying to get in towards the back line, and we'll take down for Tornado 2. Able to get that elimination, and then also channels the Deadeye, takes out Ryan. It's a 2-for-1 trade. He's losing 1 DPS along the way. Sharknado 2 simply does not care. Trying to go pound for pound versus Quirky Turtle, at least able to do so when that team fights Sun Valley again. Capture the point first.
Yeah, now they just have to, I don't know, figure out what they got to do to hold on to this thing, because they have been struggling to do so.
Yeah, we'll say that much. Start to look at some ultimates online.
It seems like they're pushing out a little bit compared to before, but
that's what you should be doing. You
yeah.
can't just bop yourself around the choke point. You should be looking to take some space, but especially when it comes down towards this flashpoint, I guess it's a little bit more warranted. You're at least offering yourself up for a lot of easy entry damage for Palisades B, just to try to work their way back in. Watch out for some rando getting incredibly close towards that Gravitic Flux. They combos that along with the Wolf, that Riptire, possibly the Deadeye from Cassidy on Quirky Turtle. They just starting to push back now. I mean, all Sun Valley B just get belittled. They can push all the way back. Orbital assistance to try to get themselves back in towards the play. Gravitic Flux. Here comes the Riptire. The Deadeye might just be overkill, but it is a clean wipe for Palisades.
yeah, and kind of story of the match so far is they even flipped the point while the fight was still happening. It took 20-ish% before they even got the team fight win. So now they're chunking away at the lead.
Just 20% in between these two. 22 ultimates online across all 10 players in the lobby. And both support the Palisades B. It'd be a vital thing to have for yourself coming into this team fight. Wow, nice shield coming through from some random. That was so clutch. The Wolf was about to die. These game are getting very close towards that Death Blossom. Also about to have a Fox Rush as well, but you need to stay alive before the Kiriko. Bronte also has the cage fight ready. That needs to be comboed with the Reaper ultimate. They've already lost Sharknado along the way, so taking the space becomes a little bit more difficult to do if you don't have that long-range hit scan. Fox Rush on both sides. Coalescence still available for side B. Cage fight's going to be popped by Bronte. Now we're into overtime. Looking for the flip. Days Gamer, where are we at? We got to try to find value with the Death Blossom because now Ryan is just spamming you with small little knives out of the Kiriko. And the Death Blossom gets popped, but cover through the middle of the map was absolutely sublime and utilized for Palisades B as it's just cleanup duty. Just a few more players, and it was Hatsu still hanging around the joint. Palisades B win the second point on Flashpoint.
Yeah, I mean, same old story, right? Just, I don't know what you got to do if you're Sun Valley. Maybe try to take some more space than you're taking. But you seem to be winning these opening fights, so you've got something going for you. You just got to take advantage of that, I guess.
Deadeye's available. About to have the orbital assistance for Hatsu as well. Today's game are actually going to be dropping the Reaper, go towards the Soldier 76, so not the biggest fan. Not a whole lot of burst damage coming through. You really do have to hit your shots, and it's a lot more pressure to come down on Sharknado 2, who's already living under a magnifying glass against Quirky Turtle, who's constantly looking for these fights. Nice shots being traded back and forth. Riptire online for the Wolf. Deadeye available for Quirky Turtles. IP's still hanging on this Coalescence. You know what they're waiting for. Some random's about to get that Gravitic Flux. Orbital assistance, backed up by a Deadeye. Trying to get a little bit further forward, but everybody's behind cover. Bronte, Sharknado still able to combine for a handful of kills. The Orbital assistance paying dividends with a damage boost for Sun Valley to flip the point.
Yeah, just bad timing there a little bit for Palisades, but look at the story again. During the team fight, Palisades taking the point, getting some chunk percentage, and then Sun Valley winning the opening fight. And then now, here's where if you're Sun Valley, you got to change the script. You have to stay on this point. You have to keep Palisades out.
They just need to walk back in. At least two need to pop you. I still think that the Deadeye or the Riptire would be overkill. You really just need the Gravitic Flux with one of the two ultimates, but whatever it takes to win the team fight and to flip the point, they are fishing for it, for some damage. Our Palisades B. All 5 ultimates now online. The Fox Rush might just be the green light just to try to get everybody in towards the fight. You get a certain amount of speed boost and attack speed as well, with some randos starting to push a little bit forward. Here comes the Fox Rush from Palisades B, trying to get on towards the point. Fox Rush down defensively from Sun Valley B. Wait for the Gravitic Flux. Here comes the Gravitic Flux. The Riptire comes through. Deadeye soon to follow. Slam to the ground. The Deadeye finds Stu. The Riptire 1, and the Gravitic Flux for the last. Again, overkill to use 4 ultimates, but still flip the point. Sun Valley just needs 6 to at least guarantee another flashpoint.
I was sitting there thinking Palisades was taking so much time to pull that off, and I mean, they got the point now, but Sun Valley got all the way up to 94% while they were kind of just stalling. I don't really know why they weren't pushing.
I think once the Fox Rush came through, I think they were just waiting for some rando shield or maybe a cooldown to come back up to be able to take that space, but all mistimed adventures can lead to misfortunes, and we need to play this perfectly now to our Palisades. The IP's been hanging on this coalescence for the past 3 respawns. Sun Valley getting close to a couple of ultimates that can roll along together, and that closely is going to be coming from the orbital assistance. Couple that along with the Deadeye. Hell, might as well also be the tactical visor for Sun Valley. They might not even need it. Bronte's just pushing a little bit further forward. Zyphy, well, he's going to at least pop the coalescence to no avail, and we will go again.
A little bit of taste of their own medicine, I guess, their Palisades got from Sun Valley. They scared them off the point. Is the rotation the same every map for the flashpoints, or is it random?
Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it is random, but it also could be set. I think that it's favoring, like the next flashpoint always goes closer to the spawn doors of the team that lost the previous flashpoints.
Gotcha.
So I guess it's somewhat RNG like that, but like it'll always be closer to the team that did lose, which is why you can at least see Palisades B. They were close by, but they were still just waiting to see where Sun Valley were located at on the rotation in between flashpoint 3 to 4. Here comes the tactical fight, backed up by the cage fight, trying to find all the damage. And well, today's gamer's gonna be able to do it. How about a 3-piece? Hatsu's there for at least the 4th. Last one will be the Wolf, and they will die. Sun Valley B. We'll get the first point again.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want. You're just going to do exactly what you did in the last point, right, for Sun Valley. Take advantage of maybe a little bit of a mistiming by Palisades, but just don't let them break back in.
3 key ultimates about to be online for Palisades B. You know which ones they are? Well, it's the same ones they've been comboing for this entire map so far. So here comes some random. Gravitic Flux. A lot of time to set up. The barrier is now on, and Sun Valley perfectly aware of this, but excuse me? How do you just find a free pick on a Fury Blow? That shot is insane. Palisades B now have a 5v4 on the point. They might not even need to pull the combination because they're just finding kills scot-free, but the Gravitic Flux still gets ripped. No DPS ultimates to back that one up because the Gravitic Flux does take down Days Gamer. And Bronte will fall soon afterwards as well. 76% still garnered by Sun Valley High School in their last South.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a huge chunk there that they got. So while Palisades have taken over here, Sun Valley's still sitting in a pretty good spot. They got 2 ultimates online, a 3rd about to come on. Just got to get back to the point quickly here.
A lot of tools at your disposal. IV did swap over towards Iana. Fox Rush used defensively really prematurely, if you ask me. And will the Wolf is going to use one of those mines just to completely dismantle the Fury Belt? It's a 2-for-2 trade. Sharknado's going to take down Quirky Turtle. That's a very heavy gun missing on the opposite side. But now here comes Ryan. That Fox Rush ultimate's going to enable Shark, or some rando, excuse me, just to push that much further forward. The point was split quite some time ago, but now it's just cleanup for Palisades, who are up to 75%.
Yeah, now you're getting a little bit of desperation mode, right, if you're Sun Valley. May not be pushing as a team completely here because they are so close to the 100% as Palisades.
And I pop here for Quirky Turtles, getting a lot of boost going into them, a lot of healing. Here comes the Riptire, not even required. Did Sun Valley know that they were about to reach 100%? I didn't want to paraphrase. I was like, somebody's got to touch the point because they were right on the steps, but they seemed to be a little allergic from a well-timed Quirky Turtle. Deadeye ultimate could not get to the point. This will be the 4K for Days Gamer who gets to play the game.
Isn't this supposed to be like a Jason skin on a bicycle? Yeah.
So like the skins don't do anything to like the play of the game like motion. I don't know where like the play of the game motion comes from for Soldier 76 on riding a bicycle and like almost doing like a full like trick on it. Yeah. But yeah, that most certainly is a Jason skin. Yeah.
I guess because why not?
Yeah. Yeah. So with that being said, Palisades B will maintain their flawless record so far, at least through CMS. Again, the B and the A team for Palisades doing quite well. Here is the updated leaderboards as far as CMS is concerned for Overwatch. A lot of teams being played, naturally speaking. But yeah, Providence, Palisades, Audrey, Kale, and Palisades A, all undefeated for CMS.
Yeah, and Sun Valley A sitting at 3-1, obviously showing out right there that they're obviously still a good team, and we'll most definitely be seeing them in the conference championship, and they'll be a tough out.
Yeah, for sure. Again, top 8 move on to conference championships, and then we'll, of course, be slowly whittling down those numbers to get towards states. There's a whole LCQ and everything. Make sure you get into the Discord. Look at the Notwork platform for all the information that we're sitting here talking about as well. Shout out Northwest Guilford and Gaston Early College A, still undefeated as far as Western region is concerned. Gaston Early College is actually a team that I've gotten the pleasure of spectating a handful of times. Very fun team to watch, and the same could be said for Durham Arts. Very nasty individuals being found all across the entire state of North Carolina, which, again, will only slate the narrative. State's is about to be a banger.
Yeah, for sure. We're getting closer and closer, and I feel like the closer we get to it, the more hype I'm getting. So, what is it, 3 weeks now that we're looking at? So, yeah.
It's very, very close. Again, week 5 is about to be getting underway, which means that we are just down to our last 2 weeks of play. And then we will be getting in towards conference championships. Then we'll be moving in towards states. It's just all moving so fast, and it feels like that the entire season did start just quite literally yesterday. But if you're confused as to where we are, what day of the week it is, where you can watch all your friends and compatriots compete in on different games, here's a quick little breakdown for the schedule. Today's Tuesday, friends, as we had Overwatch 2 and college football being played today. Tomorrow we're going to be taking a look at some Super Smash Bros. Ultimates, where, again, we have a lot of top competitors being played at the high school level, at certain levels that have everybody in this office being blown away. And then Rocket League STEM competitions will be there on Thursday. And then Fridays, you can find Mr. Eli, the Hecka Ninja, and myself giving you all those recaps at VESL GG here on Instagram. Not to mention how you need to go to the Notwork platform. We want to make sure that everybody understands this. Upload your clips. We break them down every single Friday, but most importantly, those coaching videos are always at your disposal. But yeah, that's going to at least do it today. What are your closing thoughts for today?
Yeah, I mean, good competition from all you Overwatch guys. I like learning every week, and seeing you guys play, obviously, it makes me learn. And specifically, like we were talking about with that last match, is just seeing the weird dynamics in the micro and in the macro and the, way that they were playing those matches is just interesting to watch for me.
Plenty more nuances to learn for you, as we still have a handful more weeks of competition until we start taking a look at those conference championships and, of course, states. It is crunch time, everybody. So make sure that you're practicing. Get with your esports mentor. Get some scrimmages going. If you don't have a sister team at your own high school, we can get that all figured out for you. Make sure you're taking a look at all those coaching videos at the Notwork platform and upload those clips. We want to see what you are all able to do when we do not have every single match being broadcasted. On behalf of everybody involved, it's been a fantastic Tuesday of Overwatch and college football. We look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for some Super Smash Brothers.